What's good, guys? Today we're going to review the Mishimoto Cold air intake that I have in the back. This is going to be the long form video. The last one is a short. This one's going to do a full review. So if you guys want like a full review, just going over everything, this is the video for you. I know there's not really many on YouTube. That's why I wanted to make one just for the people who are really questioning if they want one. Short answer, yes you do. It doesn't really affect anything and it makes your car a lot more fun. So guys, here's how it looks like basically. It's from this pipe all the way down to this intake. Oh, I think it's high quality, a lot more quality than a previous one. I have a previous one at home. I can show you guys once I get back home. I'll insert like a clip right here. But this is the intake. It looks really nice. It's really sleek. As you can see, it has Mishimoto Carb EO. I put the sticker right here. You can put the sticker wherever you want to, but I put it right here. Just why not? I do know where to put it. You can also see over here, Mishimoto lifetime warranty. This thing would be good. From what they say on the website, is 100k miles. I wouldn't risk that. I change it like every maybe 50k miles, or I clean it every 50k miles, just because you don't want a bad intake. That's gonna make the car not run as good, and it won't sound as good because it's all clogged up, you know. So you want it as open as possible. That's the main reason why you get this cold air intake. And yeah. Now this one is CARB approved. That does mean that it is legal in the US, in California, and to any cops that might suspect, they can just look this up, whatever, on the Honda Civic. So it's just on this car, the Honda Civic hatchback, FK7, I'm pretty sure. Now, as you can see, the cold air intake does take up a lot of space, but your engine bay feels a lot more open, a lot more less cluttered with this one, just because this pipe isn't as big as the other one. Even though it's not as big, it still does kind of keep heat away. It is extremely hot to the touch on the outside. Now, for you guys questioning about the miles per gallon, or the smiles per gallon I like to call it, honestly, it did not decrease by that much. If not anything, I've been stepping on this car a lot more, so of course miles per gallon will be a lot lower than it typically would be. But what I'm seeing right now, this is a 21.8. The previous reading before the cold air intake, I cleared it before and I checked, it was a 22.7. So basically maybe like a 1 mile per gallon difference. But at the same time, guys, keep in mind, I do step on this every single time I get to a stoplight or whatever. So these numbers are probably not even right. It probably doesn't even change at all. There's no check engine light, no anything. It doesn't really affect the car in any other way except for sound, basically. So this is a safe cold air intake, if you guys are wondering. If you guys want a cold air intake that won't affect your car or anything, this one is the one to go. It will not cause any issues with your car whatsoever. Now, for you guys wondering if it does get dirty really fast, it does on the outside. This gets extremely dusty, extremely fast. I just cleaned this like I think a week ago, and it's already looking like this. So if you guys are really worried about that, make your engine bay always look clean, you will have to clean this on the outside very, very often to keep it looking really clean, really fresh. I'll insert a picture of where it looks really good. It's still dirty in that picture, but the lighting does it really good. So if you guys just really handle lighting, I feel like you can really take a lot, you know? It won't really matter. Now that we got that and people are starting to come, let's go on a drive to see how it sounds like. Now if you guys are curious of how it sounds inside the cockpit, I'm going to do that right now. Basically right now you can't really hear it while it's stationary. If you rev your engine, you can't hear it. I know there's a way you can do it by like putting your car in drive and stepping on the brakes, then like accelerating at the same time. I'm not gonna do that because I can destroy your car. I wouldn't recommend you guys do that. It's not really worth it. It's better just to drive it and to like hear it. It's not really hurting anything. So I'm gonna show you guys how it sounds like while you're driving. But while it's stationary, you can't really hear it. There's no really change in hearing. So if you guys are like really worried about like how it sounds like right after you install it and you start revving your engine, that's okay. That's how it's supposed to sound like. It's not supposed to change how the car really sounds like while it's stationary, because the turbo really isn't active while it's stationary. So let's show you guys how it sounds like. Oh yeah, and if you guys have any other questions, just link them in the description or in the comment section. I will be able to answer them, and I'll answer all comments about this intake. I don't know about anything else, but about this intake, I can definitely answer the questions. Alright, so let's go on the drive. Guys, these sounds aren't completely stock. I do have an exhaust on this car, which makes this car a lot louder for like the sounds and everything. but the intake has a completely different sound. You guys will be able to tell. It makes like a intake, you know, like you can tell very easily what the intake is and what the exhaust is. So don't judge the sound based on just how the engine sounds, base it on how the cold air intake sounds, basically. For this review, at least. I'll review the exhaust in another video I'm gonna post pretty soon. Let's go on the drive. Now, I'm gonna still do a quick pull. Nothing too crazy, just so you guys can hear like the intake spool up a little bit and then release all that air. I'm not sure this has a blow-off valve, but I know there's like something that stops the air from going back into the turbo, which stops the turbo from getting like degraded very fast. But I'm gonna show you guys how it sounds. It is very, very loud, guys. And I'm gonna keep this in mind. I'm gonna tell you guys this. You can't hear it on the freeway, guys. Like some people say, oh, it's kind of hard to hear at high RPMs, or it's kind of hard to hear. Guys, you can hear it. You just have to like, lower your gears. I know it's CVT, you don't have gears, but you guys know what I mean. Just lower your gears, and you'll be able to hear it once you start accelerating really, really hard. It's kind of weird. You have to know how the engine works and how like the engine like kind of progresses like its thing, I guess. You have to understand how the engine works for you to basically like take advantage of the turbo completely. Everything's in your control basically with this car. That's what makes this car so much fun. If you get the one without the paddle shifters, then yeah, you're kind of screwed. But with the paddle shifters, see that turbo lag? Like you guys heard the engine like go crazy, but you couldn't hear the turbo as much. That was me kind of controlling the turbo, but at the same time I wasn't spooling up the turbo. So since I wasn't spooling up the turbo, it's going to cause a lot of turbo lag. But if I spool up turbo like this, did I go? It's a lot more instant. You can hear the turbo a lot quicker than you could before. Now let's go on a street, an empty street, and I'm going to show you guys how a full acceleration sounds like. Alright, we got this empty stretch right here. This time I'm gonna keep it out of sport mode and out of manual mode. This is just full drive with the throttle fully down. Yeah, this can hear like you can hear it a lot. You can hear like a lot. But the power to control it really shines when you're in sport mode, but also manual mode. If you're not in manual mode, you can't really control it as much. If you're just in sport mode, like you can control it, but not as much as you can in manual mode. Manual mode is like how you control a lot of stuff in this car with your own hands, but it's not a manual car. Keeping that in mind, it's a CVT. People will like get mad at you for that, but it's whatever, bro. It's still manual mode, bro. Shit. Let me show you guys sport mode, just full acceleration. So, as I sit here, it's not that much louder. It's just more aggressive. Like it's a lot more aggressive. Now it makes the car a lot fun to drive. This car is very crazy. The suspension feels a little stiff, so you can really feel a lot of the bumps in the road. So it's not really as fun as the daily driver. But if you want to daily drive something fun, this is your car, honestly. Now, the turbo in this car, I did have it replaced. Dang, that's in this car. Alright, I did have the turbo replaced because I had like an engine issue. My engine was like knocking or whatever a little while ago. I had like the most unreliable Honda. I haven't had any problems since then, so hopefully it's all over. But I did have like an engine issue. I will go into story time about that. It was like a whole thing for like a couple months. It was crazy. But I'm glad that is over. My engine should be fixed now. It was covered under warranty because my basically my engine was completely stock. I was back when like my engine was new. I just got the car recently. They started having those issues, so they sold me a lemon basically. So they know they had to fix it, or I'm gonna get a new car, bro. But yeah, so they fixed the issues. They gave me a new turbocharger because apparently I don't know what was wrong with the other turbocharger, but it was kind of an older whatever. It wasn't working properly, I guess. So they gave me a new one. So this is with a kind of new turbocharger. This turbocharger I think has like 10k miles on it. I don't know how old a turbocharger, like how older turbocharger would sound, like how that changes the sound, just keep in mind that this is a kind of newer turbocharger. I feel like it's like 10k miles, 18k miles, maybe around there. I've had this turbocharger, so it's not like an old turbocharger. It's all like beat up and everything. It has holes in it, whatever. This is a very, very new turbocharger on this Civic. That was just in drive, guys. Just in drive, just going forward. That's how it sounds like. Let me go into manual mode. I'm gonna start in second gear. Alright, I don't want to go too crazy, guys. But you get the gist. You get the gist. I don't know if this car like burbles or if it's just like added engine sounds, but I can definitely hear burbles in this car. It's so much fun, guys. You guys don't understand. Like, this car is honestly a lot of fun. You can't drift in it. That's maybe like one bad thing, and you can't really do a lot in it. But it is a very, very fun car. So honestly, I honestly feel like I'd recommend it. I know a lot of people say GRE6 just because you can drift, you can do all this different stuff, and it's rear-wheel drive. But honestly, rear-wheel drive car you can't really take to the track that much. It has a lot of issues with it. Going through corners, you know, this car can go through corners very, very good. I took this car to a track actually. You guys don't know, this car has actually been tracked. And yeah, it's just like, it's really fun, man. I don't know what to say. There's like an SI behind me, sorry. I kind of want to show off a little bit, but I'm not going to do that. The SI is stronger than my car, like it's faster, but still. My car is not stock. It does have a few add-ons. It is basically stock though, but still. That's the end of this review, guys. If you guys liked it, hit that like button. Subscribe if you guys want more. I'll review basically almost anything except for a tune right now, because I won't get a tune until like I have like a really good job or YouTube takes off. But if you guys want to see a tune, maybe make this YouTube channel take off, I'll get a tune. I'll tune this car. Just depends on how well YouTube goes, how well everything goes. So honestly, if you guys want to see more, hit that like button. I'll see you guys in the next video.